この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Yo, everyone, I'm in. This time we will discuss Blue Lock Season 2 in the manga version. Before we start, please support this channel by hit the like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. In the previous episodes, the third selection tryout, score 5-4, and the winner is Team A. Itoshi Rin, Ryusei Shido, Yoichi Isagi, Nijiro Nanase, and Yo Hiyori. They successfully completed the third selection as winners. That miracle mixed with a mysterious play is called flow. The evolutions of Isagi lead to a decisive goal and a victory that surpassed Rin and Shido. Nanase shouted in excitement as he ran and jumped on Isagi, knocking them to the ground. Nanase said, "As unreachable as Rin and Shido were, you completely broke right past them. And scored with a direct shoot. How'd you manage that? That was godly." Isagi replied, "I don't really get it myself. But, it sort of went just like Hiyori said. Once I thought by reflex, my body ran straight there." Hearing those words, Nanase was amazed. What the heck, a new move? An awakening? It's making me flutter. Not long after, Shido approached them and said, "Nice one, Isagi. I can feel your cells sparking. I think I'll quite like it when you explode." From behind, Rin said, "What a super goal. You can't even understand the breakdown of your own shoot. You just got lucky and stole my goal. Isagi, you piss me off after all." And then Shido walked over to Rin and said, "Hey number one, just admit it already. If you can't even acknowledge someone else, you will go from being second-rate down to third-rate. At least for that last play, I'd say Isagi was the real number one." Hearing Shido mocking him made Rin upset, and the two of them had a fight. The rest of his teammates tried to break up the fight. Shortly afterward, the sound from the speaker interrupted the fight. Any further acts of violence during the selection will result in disqualification. Break up immediately, and prepare for the next match. The third selection tryout's first match, completed. In the monitor room, Nanase and Isagi analyzed the previous match. Isagi explained the goal he scored earlier. "For that goal, I first feinted to the other side, before stepping back, and stealing behind Karasu. Then I snaked into Atoya and Rin's blind spot. And at the end, while avoiding the space between Rin and Shido, I broke free and shot through." Hiyori suddenly came and he said, "I didn't actually expect you to score, either. I made that pass thinking either Rin or Shido would pick it up. You know, reflecting and analyzing your own plays like this is a really important thing for you to do right now." Isagi said to Hiyori, "By the way, why did you give me that advice about thinking by reflex? I wouldn't have scored without that." And then Hiyori explained, "Isagi, are you into video games? You know those title-matching games? Like Tetris and Puyo. In those games you start out slow, so you have time to plan your move. But by the end, they are way too fast, so you don't have the time to think about it. A play speed required to coexist with Rin and Shido is about as difficult as that. But you understand the concept to erase blocks. How is the game piece piled up right now? Which block do I have right now? And which block is coming next? You understand, think, and then act. The best gamers can process that information at high speed and are able to press the buttons to get the best course of action by reflex. That can also be applied to soccer. Can you see why?" Isagi replied, "I see. So at that moment, I could understand. Where is everyone? And what are they planning? What weapons can I use at this moment? And where will the next pass come? Processing all of my abilities simultaneously at top speed, I was able to arrive at the shooting point before anyone else." Hiyori said, "Yep, but that was the result of everything you've to build up until now. It may look like you got all incredible out of nowhere, but in reality, what you can do all came together in that moment, escalating your speed. Something like if your smartphone's connection went from 4G to 5G. That's the truth behind that sensation. Something that almost makes you forget about yourself. A trance. Isagi said, "But I think that was something I only managed to pull off because the right conditions came together. Rin and Shido fighting amongst themselves was what allowed me to move easily behind them, and above all, if you two weren't there, this would all have been impossible. So thanks, Nanase, Hiyori." Nanase said that he could only follow Isagi's movements. In his opinion, Shido and Rin's movements seemed to be in a different dimension from him, so he couldn't understand it. And Hiyori said that he played as he always does, but he was pretty pumped up to see such an interesting play at the end. As Isagi scored the goal, Nanase and himself also managed to show their capabilities. He believes the three of them did everything they could. The spirits of the three of them peaked after re-analyzing their style of play in the previous match, and with the satisfactory result in the third selection, they vowed to never regret the final results. While Isagi can feel a new sensation, but he can't master it yet. The sensation of going into a trance. He should be able to reproduce it, and if he could learn to use it freely, he can go even higher. And shortly after, the next match began. The third selection of the 5 vs 5 tryouts. The second match, Team A vs Team C. Finally, Reo was able to play alongside Nagi, and now it was time for him to prove his worth. Kick off. The attack of Team C starts with Reo dribbling the ball, and in his mind, "Nagi, after not being chosen by you, I've become a bit stronger. I gave everything I had to win, all so I could reach you. But Nagi, you're still ahead of me. That's why I'm going to prove it here. I'm the only one who should be by your side." Reo and Nagi made a quick 1-2 pass to get through Shido. After Shido was passed, Ryu came at Reo and tried to stop him, but Reo responded by crossing to Nagi, who was in a good position. However, the pass was intercepted in midair by Ishikari using her height. The loose ball was picked up by Rin and he immediately counterattacked. Shido dashed in front of Rin and called for a pass, but Rin wouldn't pass to him. Then from his side Igarashi came. He told Rin to use him as a supporting player, as he thought himself a useful monk. Rin passed the ball to Igarashi. Igarashi, who got the pass from Rin, was excited. In his mind, "I got a pass from number 1. I'm gonna score right now, along with the number 1, in this great counter." As Igarashi dribbled the ball, Reo came in his way and tried to stop him. "It's time to make you a useless monk." Seeing Reo coming towards him, Igarashi looked upset, and in his mind, figured things wouldn't be that easy. "It's not like I'd get a pass near the goalpost anyways. This is my last possible pass. Who do I give it to? Shido, or Rin? Which genius should I stick to? I'm standing at the crossroads of my fate. Which one will be able to pull me up to the next stage? I can't pick the wrong genius. Which one?" Suddenly Shido shouted that he was upset and that he was going to smash Igarashi's head, due to Igarashi spending so much time thinking in mid-match. Out of fear of Shido, Igarashi accidentally passed the ball to him. Knowing the ball coming his way, Shido tried to break away from Gagamaru's marking and reach the ball. But before Shido could receive the ball, suddenly Gagamaru with his acrobatic movements easily intercepted the ball in midair and makes the ball loose. The loose ball was taken by Yukimiya, and before he could counterattack, he had to get through Rin first. A one-on-one battle between the two of them was going on. Yukimiya dribbled the ball diagonally toward Rin, and just as Rin was hooked, with a single move called drag scissors, he was able to get through Rin with ease. It's a high-level technique where you shift the opponent's center of gravity while moving the ball, before suddenly breaking past at top speed. While dribbling the ball, Yukimiya said, "Football's most basic form is one-on-one. If I can drag the situation to that, I can proudly say I'm the strongest in Japan." In front of him, Shido came in his way, but with just one feint and a swift movement he managed to slip past him. This is the number 5 in bluelock, Yukimiya Kenyu. One-on-one Emperor style. Igarashi and Ishikari came around and tried to stop Yukimiya, but before the two could get close to Yukimiya, from 30 meters away from the goal post, Yukimiya threw his signature Euro shot. The path of the ball dived sharply towards the right corner of the goal. The blue lock man seemed late to respond Yukimiya's kick, but from the sideline, Ryu ran towards the ball. He jumped to block it. Igarashi shouted to Ryu to stop the ball. But at that moment Nagi jumped in front of Ryu, and with a trapping technique Nagi received the ball, and directly shot into the goal, and the score was created. 1-0, Team C ahead. This is the number 5 and number 6 extreme joint performance. Nagi apologizes to Yukimiya for stealing his goal. Yukimiya didn't mind his goal being stolen, and he praised Nagi's technique, and they're now going to team up in the match. Restart of play. Team A started the attack with Rin dribbling forward, then Ryo coming in to try and stop him. And with his footwork, Rin tried to trick Ryo and followed up with a nutmeg trick. Rin passed him with ease. After that Rin threw a high pass to Ishikari, and Ishikari followed up the pass with a heading pass to Ryu. Both of them played a high ball to penetrate the defense. And until their high ball fell into an empty position, at which point Rin was ready to shoot straight at the goal to score. The score is now 1-1, draw. Shido looked upset. He knew Rin had deliberately set up an attack where he could not touch the ball, so he could not join in the attack pattern. Rin called the attack pattern streamlining the field. Meanwhile, Ryo realized that his level with the top 6 was still too far, and at this moment he decided to throw away all his pride and begin to awaken on this match. Restart of play. Yukimiya initiated the attack by dribbling, and Igarashi came to block him, but easily Yukimiya managed to pass through. However, from an unexpected direction, Rin came with his tackle, and it made the ball loose. Ryo managed to get the ball back, but Shido quickly came in to intercept. Ryo played a 1-2 with Nagi to get through Shido. After getting past Shido, Ryu came in and tried to stop him. In a critical situation Ryo pushed his limits, and began to awakening. Ryo launched a gyro shot into the goal, just as Yukimiya had done before. And the goal was scored. The score was 2-1, and Team C was ahead. This is the new style of Mikage Ryo, the chameleon. If you don't have a weapon, steal one. Mikage Ryo, the genius of dexterity, faces the top 6 with his own weapons. Until here this episode, what do you think? Give your opinion about this episode. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to this channel, so you don't miss the latest videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.